Family and friends farewell late Regina Morove. UPNG students maintain peace in campus. And Hunters great Justin Olam misses Capras clash after illness.
This is National EMTV News with Hope Imaka.
Hello and thank you for joining me for Saturday's news. A funeral service was held today for the 24-year-old woman who was slain last Saturday in her home in Port Moresby. Families, friends and colleagues of the late Regina Morove filled the St. Francis Anglican Church at Cocky to pay their last respects to the mother of one. Her father, Fred Morove, had earlier described his daughter as an outgoing young person with her whole life ahead of her. At the time of her death, Regina was an auditor with KPMG and had been recently promoted. Meanwhile, investigations surrounding her death are continuing. The Gulf LNG Elk Antelope Bluff Landowners Association are questioning the national government's position in the Papua LNG project. They want the government to reverse its decision to pipe gas to Caution Bay in the Central Province. Eric Harupma with this report.
The Gulf LNG Elk Antelope Bluff Landowners Association maintained that there will be no gas pipe to Caution Bay in the Central Province. They said gas from the Papua LNG projects must be processed in the Gulf Province.
Where a national government have override the policy to have the processing plant and a pipeline across to Caution Bay here in Central Province. We call on to the Minister for Provincial Affairs to look into this and explain to the people of Gulf Province the status and the position of the Gulf people as the provincial government have passed the no pipeline policy.
However, on behalf of the people of Gulf Province, they welcome the developer Total SA interest in this project. Association Chairman Tom Tautoran said there are outstanding landowner issues that needs to be settled prior to commencing the project.
As we are concerned that the gas resource is from the Gulf Province and it belongs to the people of Gulf Province. And we want all the projects for the Gulf Papua LNG to be developed in Gulf Province and not any other provinces or any other places.
He said the national and provincial government and foreign investors must take responsible action like land vetting for landowners. These include land demarcation, social mapping, cultural heritage studies, birth registration, and incorporated landowner group certificates.
Investors engaged by the national government must be prepared to develop the resource projects with sustainable development strategies for social and economic well-being of that particular province, in our case, the Gulf LNG project or the Papua LNG project.
Eric Arupma, National EMTV News.
A school in Central Province, Gairet Primary, is the first to receive its TFF component study materials from the national government. Head teacher Win Gimma said this is part of the Central Provincial Government's continuous assistance to develop its human resources in the province.
Please, my right hand, Amadia. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. This is what we are actually launching today.
Head teacher Win Gima, upon receiving the study kits and teachers' teaching materials, thanked Central Provincial Government for initiating this important government concept through partnership with Trade Pacific.
But I am very, very thankful that Trade Pacific helped me out some 3 weeks ago. And that is why we are all here.
Since introduced in 2014, the school has been negotiating with Central Provincial Government to be part of this assistance. Central Provincial Education Advisor Philip Alu said the delivery of these kits aims to boost the education sector. In addition, it will ease the burden of parents and help teachers to teach in their work.
In the past, we get our exercise books from our parents, but now books are delivered by new plans, new interventions from the national government in public-private partnerships.
Through this government and private sector partnership arrangement, this will also improve the students' academic performances. Education Sector Chairman for Kairikoiri Bonaini said this will have a quality outcome.
Things are going to work in a way that we want it so that all the students in both semi-urban and most rural areas or remote areas in Central Province will receive the same kind of quality education.
Meanwhile, the school also opened a new teachers' house to accommodate teachers. Eric Arupma, National MTV News.
Still to come on National MTV News, UPNG students maintain peace, Kurumbukari landowners receive support, and a great turn-up at the two-day Fortuna Roadshow in Port Moresby. All those stories after the break. Welcome back. Despite police presence at the University of Papua New Guinea, the Student Representative Council maintains that it has been peaceful since day one. Police presence has created much debate, first from the government's opposition calling for their removal. However, the UPNG administration say petty crimes like theft and car hijacking within campus have occurred since classes were boycotted and are some of the reasons why police were deployed.
That's why we are here. So we don't have
Police presence on UPNG campus has stirred debates. The UPNG Senate this week released a statement explaining the police presence within the campus, giving reasons that in the past weeks petty crimes were committed. Break and enter into offices, theft of property and university vehicles, use of weapons like bush knives that were used to threaten staff and students. A university support staff was also assaulted. NCD Governor Powers Parkop also explained why police were deployed into the campus.
The Vice Chancellor and his administration to take action called the police in was when Pro Vice Chancellor Mr. Vincent Malaibe he got held up at the car park outside the admin block, and his car was stolen from him. So I think that was the last straw for the Vice Chancellor.
UPNG SRC President Kenneth Rappa spoke to MTV this week, outlining the series of issues and that the Pro Vice Chancellor, who was attacked by students with his car hijacked.
The student reacted. That was when I was outside. But I heard that the students reacted and they got Vincent Malaibe's car, and I came in quickly. I stopped the students and I told them to return the car back. Basically, I returned the car back to the Shiki base and nothing happened.
While handing over the petition to Governor Parkop, Rappa again questioned the police presence on campus when the boycott was peaceful.
On behalf of my students and my staffs, I am just disappointed that we have police on campus. Because as you can see, there's no violence happening in this institution. There's nothing.
On Thursday, an urgent application was filed to the courts to remove police on the campus. However, the application presided by Justice David Cannings was rejected due to the lack of evidence of students being harassed or harmed by police. Adelaide Sirox, Kari, National MTV News.
Usinobundi MP Antonia Gama believes supporting landowner associations can ease the development challenges faced by communities. In a meeting this week with the Kurumbukari Landowners Association, MP Yagama presented 20,000 kina to support the landowners. Yagama told the executives of the landowner group accountability and responsibility must be the priority to overcome challenges in delivering services.
Account na management blow me wrong, you're right. Help him, I mean, a long way. Why you blame no kissing album long time is because management problem.
Residents of Port Moresby took advantage of a large discount sale yesterday and today. The discounts on all Fortuna items ranged from 10% to 80% off retail price. Fortuna Online is a subsidiary of Vitis Industries and one of the country's leading online retailer.
It was a rare mad rush on Friday morning as eager bargain hunters poured into Laguna Hotel for a chance at huge discounts. Mega sale prices on all Fortuna items from supermarket, bottle shop, Electronics, clothing, tires and more were all available to individuals and to businesses interested in buying in bulk.
Yes, we do attract a lot of customers. The turnout today, it's better than any expo that we do. Yeah, the people are so crowded today.
A subsidiary of Vitis Industries, Fortuna Online is one of the country's leading online retailers, and the mega sale was a unique showcase of the thousands of items it has on its online shopping platform. Sales manager Thomas Palangat said Fortuna Online wants to make this a monthly event where items are brought out and sold at factory price.
The expo is to expose the product that we brought in from overseas and also our local manufactured product for Papua New Guinea.
It was supposed to be a two-day event, but all items were sold out before midday today.
Ogera sold out. Milaki last customer migam goenza jo gonna mix the last triple bomba.
Delhi Waigeno, National MTV News.
Among stories in Trukai sports, Hunters player Justin Olam misses clash against Queensland Capras due to illness. That and more after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Justin Olam, who recently accepted an offer from the Melbourne Storm, did not travel with the PNG Hunters to Australia yesterday for the clash against the Capras due to illness. Team doctor Gideon Candino revealed that Olam was diagnosed with dengue fever that did not allow him to travel. However, a substitute for the Hunters winger has been identified until he fully recovers for the next matches before his exit to the Storms.
Olam's medical condition forced the management for a replacement at the last minutes, and coach Michael Marum has opted for Blanda Bavo to complete the 18-man squad. However, Marum will decide between Butler Morris and Blanda Bavo for his first lineup before the game kicks off tomorrow. PNG Chief Executive Officer Bob Catmore said Olam will undergo his medical examination to join the Melbourne Storms when he fully recovers. A final medical examination will be conducted to indicate Olam's recovery so that he can join the Storm. Meanwhile, it's hoped Olam will recover and be fit to play in the round 12 match against reigning premiers Ipswich Jets in Brisbane. Elijah Levet, National MTV Sports.
The Defence Lawn Bowls Club in Port Moresby is preparing for the national bowling titles in Mount Hagen in June. Men's and women's fours are gearing up to create upsets in the titles. Today, at the first round of competition, Games Director Jerry Kusa said best of the best players will be selected to compete against other centres. Bololo, Goroka, Medang and Mount Hagen will also compete.
Men are playing their own competition within the men, and the women are playing theirs. At the moment, the back of me is that women, they got four teams that are challenging each other. They're playing 3 rounds, and the men, there's about 7 teams. They're playing 7 rounds. They'll be playing 4 today and 3 tomorrow on Sunday. Yes, that will be hosted in Hagen, and our ladies now they are playing. We're going to select them and we send them the best team to Hagen to challenge all the other ladies from the other clubs around the country.
And to NRL, North Queensland Cowboys' win over the Brisbane Broncos, 19 points to 18 last night, has seen them moving up on the points ladder. It was Jonathan Thurston's field goal that proved the difference. After last night, Broncos remain on 16 points. The weather report is next. Details after the break.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
Your weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow. In the southern region, evening showers likely for Port Moresby, few showers for Daru, evening thundery showers for Kerema, and a shower or 2 for Alatau and Popondetta. In the Momasa region, few showers for all centers. In the New Guinea Islands, few thundery showers for Lorengau and mostly fine for Kavieng, Kokopo, Rabaul, Kimbe and Buka. And in the Highlands region, all centers experiencing brief showers, then morning fog. Before we go, recapping our top stories. Late Regina Morove farewelled. UPNG Student Representative Council maintain peace, and Hunter's Justin Olam down with dengue fever. That's how we end the news, sports and weather for Saturday, the 21st of May 2016. From all of us here at MTV, good night.